Hey guys, in today's video tutorial, we will be verifying identities. In verifying identities, you should first be able to apply the ratio, reciprocal, and Pythagorean identities. First, for the reciprocal identities, sine data is equal to 1 over cosecant data, cosine data is equal to 1 over secant data, and tangent data is equal to 1 over cotangent data. Next, for the ratio identities, we have tangent data equals sine data over cosine data, and cotangent data equals cosine data over sine data. Lastly, for the Pythagorean identities, cosine squared data plus sine squared data is equal to 1. 1 plus tangent squared data is equal to secant squared data, and cotangent squared data plus 1 is equal to cosecant squared data. So, for our first example, we have sine y plus sine y cotangent squared y equals cosecant y. To solve this, first we have to decide which side to simplify. For this example, we will be using the left side. We have to factor it out, so we will have sine y times 1 plus cotangent squared y. Since 1 plus cotangent squared is equal to cosecant squared data according to the Pythagorean identities, we can now turn the solution into sine y times cosecant squared y. Cosecant squared y according to the ratio identities is equal to 1 over sine squared y. So the solution will be sine y times 1 over sine squared y. And it will leave us with 1 over sine y, which is equal to cosecant y. Therefore, cosecant y is equal to cosecant y. For our second example, we have cotangent x times secant x times sine x equals 1. As the left side of the equation is more complicated, we will now simplify that side. We can now transform it into cosine x over sine x times 1 over sine x times sine x. And sine x can be cancelled. With that, our answer will be cosine x plus sine x equals 1. 1 equals 1. For the next example, we have tangent x times sine x equals secant x minus cosine x. Now, we will be simplifying the right side of the equation. Secant x minus cosine x equals 1 over cosine x minus cosine x. We will now be using the butterfly method, leaving us with cosine squared x over cosine x. Since 1 minus cosine squared x is equal to sine squared x, we can now transform it into that, which leaves us with sine squared x over cosine x. Sine squared x can now be factored out as sine x times sine x, and sine x times sine x over cosine x. Sine x over cosine x will be tangent x. Tangent x times sine x is equal to tangent x times sine x. Next, we have sine x times cosine x times tangent x equals 1 minus cosine squared x. We will be simplifying the left side. Sine x times cosine x times sine x over cosine x. Since tangent x is equal to sine x over cosine x, we can now cancel out cosine x, leaving us with sine squared x, which is equal to 1 minus cosine squared x. 1 minus cosine squared x is equal to 1 minus cosine squared x. As for our last example, We have tangent x plus cotangent x equals secant x times cosecant x. The left side can be transformed into sine x over cosine x plus cosine x over sine x. Using the butterfly method, this will lead us to sine squared x plus cosine squared x over cosine times sine. Since sine squared x plus cosine squared x is equal to 1, that now leaves us with 1 over cosine times sine. That equals to 1 over cosine x times 1 over sine x. And that could be transformed into secant x times cosecant x. And now we have the answer. Secant x times cosecant x is equal to secant x times cosecant x. That is all. And we hope you learned how to verify identities from our video tutorial. Thanks for watching.